Hello and welcome everybody to part 2 of ROOTDestiny versus SKU on Shakuras Plateau. In game 1, we've seen some very nice aggression here from SKU as he managed to deal a lot of damage, got a couple of early queen kills, and has just been out-expanding Destiny all game long. He was on his natural long before Destiny was on his, and then as Destiny took his second, as a response, SKU took his third. So SKU has just been consistently one base ahead of Destiny this whole game. But Destiny did get his roaches, or his infestors up rather, and were able to take out a lot of roaches with some chain fungals by Destiny on SKU's roaches. So SKU was forced to pull back, but he is now macroing up a massive army of roaches and hydras. ROOTDestiny still hasn't taken his third, and so the economy of SKU has just been booming, and we can see that from the food counts here. The food count, 175 food to 140 food from ROOTDestiny. But ROOTDestiny does have these infestors. ROOTDestiny is very well known for this infestor style of play where he can just get massive numbers of these infestors. I've seen Destiny get up to as many as 30 infestors all at once in one game. Infestors, just an amazing unit, absolutely amazing unit. One thing, they can fungal growth. On the bigger units, they can neural parasite. And then the last thing to be aware of is that it doesn't cost anything. They can also throw down a lot of infested Terran Marines for free. It costs nothing but energy. It costs them a little bit of recharge time, and that's it. There's an infested Marine going down right now, actually. These infestors, yeah, they can just spit out a lot of damage for the cost of nothing. Fungal growths, just energy. Energy gets you, those fungal growths can deal massive amounts of damage, and those infested Terrans can actually do quite a bit of damage in a pinch for absolutely nothing. Costs no food, no minerals, no gas, just energy. So those infestors tend to do very, very well, and I would expect that they would do very well against this style of Roach Hydra. But we do have to remember that SKU is way ahead in the food count, and he just has a lot more forces than ROOTDestiny. He's really going to have to push in soon if he wants to be able to deal some damage here, because ROOTDestiny is fast catching up. He is now mining on his third base. And in response, SKU has thrown down a fourth base. So SKU, and a fifth base actually, now that I noticed this fifth base has gone up. So it looks like SKU is determined to stay ahead of that macro game. And he actually now has some infestors on the field of his own. Looks like he has about 7 infestors to ROOTDestiny's 12 infestors, so a lot of infestors. And these infestors also have a lot of energy, so that is going to help tremendously in this engagement. ROOTDestiny here throwing down some infested Terrans, but it looks like he is going to lose those in a hurry. No fourth yet coming down for ROOTDestiny. Looks like he's just trying to get his third saturated, but looks like SKU might be going for a little bit of an attack, or just pulling back. Looks like both players kind of are playing very safe right now. Looks like SKU has transitioned from a very, very aggressive style of play in the early game. We just saw very, very strong aggression from SKU, just constant aggression, dealing a lot of damage to ROOTDestiny, but now has just chose to sit back and just trying to macro up as much as he can. ROOTDestiny taking a fourth base, but the forces of SKU are now moving in. A lot of infestors there at the front get taken out by these roaches. A lot of infestors go down, and ROOTDestiny is getting he's getting off a lot of really good fungal growths here, and a lot of forces going down very, very quickly here for SKU, but man, he just has a lot of forces. ROOTDestiny on 2-0 upgrades, SKU on 2-1 upgrade, so SKU has the upgrade advantage, but man, these infestors are just dealing massive amounts of damage. So much damage going down from these infestors, so we actually are having quite an even trade here. These infestors, the infestors of ROOTDestiny, dealing a lot of damage, but SKU just had a massive number of forces, just a lot of forces. Now moving in with a lot of roaches and hydras into the third of ROOTDestiny, and ROOTDestiny pulling all his drones off the line to try to defend this. This is so many roaches. ROOTDestiny is really going to need to macro up some forces in a hurry if he's going to want to be able to deal with this. Looks like SKU is still ahead in the upgrade game, so ROOTDestiny is going to have to struggle to hold this off. Getting off some nice fungal growths here. More roaches being produced, more hydras being produced for SKU, and just pure roaches being produced by ROOTDestiny. Looks like he's macroing up a storm in a hurry, and his third does go down. SKU, so doing some nice damage there. So we've got a couple of very interesting style of play here from both players. ROOTDestiny, of course, going for that standard Roach Infestor style, but he's just going up against a very, very strong macro style of Roach Hydra. So where ROOTDestiny is going for a style where he's relying on those infestors. He's relying on these units with a lot of energy that don't require as many bases. They don't require, all they need is a little bit of time to recharge that energy. They don't require the number of bases that SKU would need to sustain this kind of a Roach Hydra army. He's going for a much lower econ style of play, whereas SKU is just going for that all-out macro, lots of bases, lots of hatcheries, constantly producing a ton of units. Just going for a much bigger macro style of play. So this is a very interesting clash of styles that we are seeing coming from both players. ROOTDestiny now trying to take a 4th base, but his 3rd is still not saturated. This is going to be major for ROOTDestiny. ROOTDestiny is just not able to catch up in this game. He does have a lot of infestors back out on the field now. Good number of roaches, but not nearly as many as we are seeing from SKU. And wow, hold on guys. I think I just missed something major. It looks like ROOTDestiny was able to sneak some forces. Yes, indeed, ROOTDestiny, famous for his infestor drops. He calls them his 4 infestor strike teams. He is dropping some infestors off in his opponent's base and throwing down a lot of infested Terrans. Looks like he does manage to get that lair. A lot of infested Terrans here, focusing down that lair, and the forces of SKU are pulling back to try to deal with this. Some fungal growths going down on those infested Terrans, and oh my god, he just barely takes down that lair. SKU is going to need to throw another layer back up. Looks like we do not yet have a layer coming up here for SKU. He's going to have to throw down another one if he's going to want to continue with his upgrades. He did manage to get in all his Hydralisk Den and Roach Horn upgrades, so as well as his adrenal glands, or not adrenal glands, his pathogen glands for his infestors. So it looks like he did manage to get up a lot of his necessary layer tech upgrades, but he's not going to be able to upgrade any more on his Evo chamber without getting some more of that layer tech back, and then actually hive tech, because he is on 2-2 now. Yes, it looks like he is in fact on 2-2. ROOTDestiny still just transferring some drones, trying to get another base up. He is on 4 base now, but the forces of ROOTDestiny are just so much smaller than SKU right now. SKU sitting at 181 food to ROOTDestiny's 146 food. A few infestors, a handful of infestors out on the field now for SKU, but ROOTDestiny again just going for that massive infestor style of play. And it looks like the 4 infestor strike team has struck again and is now taking down this 3rd base from SKU. Looks like he is focusing down that hatchery, but it looks like he is not going to be able to get this one. And more infested Terrans going down at the 5th, so it looks like ROOTDestiny is finally starting to go on the aggressive style that he tends to favor with these infestors, and he's finally forcing SKU to have to stay back. But it looks like SKU is responding by saying, you know what, no, I'm not going to stay back and just defend against these attacks all over my base. I am going to move in and just see if I can just finish you off. He knows he's way ahead in the macro. He knows he's way ahead in the food count. So he is moving in with massive numbers of forces, but I do not like the way he's engaging here. His forces are going in a line. That is not the way to engage forces. And these infestors are punishing that move-in just one at a time. Fungal growths going down, dealing the damage to the units as they come in, and ROOTDestiny looks like he is going to be able to hold off this attack. He does have a lot of spine crawlers here in place, and a lot of infestors still on the field. Looks like, if we check out the harvester count right now, yes, we can see that ROOTDestiny has taken the lead for harvesters right now. It looks like he is on 3 mining bases right now. Looks like SKU is on 3 bases, but he does not have the drone count. If you can see it, oh, and some more infestors dropping down those infested Terrans at the 4th base of SKU, and it looks like they are again focusing that hatchery, trying to see if they can take down another hatchery. The forces of SKU moving back to try to defend this, and it looks like they are going to get back in time to stop this hatchery from falling. ROOTDestiny now just utilizing an excellent style of play. He knows he was behind in econ, and he has now managed to catch up with these small drops of infested infested Terrans that he's just dropping left and right on both sides of the base, and looks like he is managing to pull himself back into this game. Harvester count now 57 to 43, doing very, very well here. And because that lair went down, he hasn't actually rebuilt that, and all of SKU's buildings are slowly dying here without creep. So I don't know if he's aware of this. He's going to need to get some more creep up there if he's going to want to continue producing those roaches and those infestors, because he will lose that building. A Nidus network has now gone down for SKU, and it looks like he has popped out one Nidus worm into the 4th base of ROOTDestiny, and ROOTDestiny being forced to pull all of his forces. The number of infestors on the field now for ROOTDestiny is just massive. Looks like he is going to let this base fall. He knows that this is a lot of forces here from SKU, and that SKU is committing all of his forces to this attack, but SKU is going to have to be very, very careful. He needs to know that this choke is very narrow, and if his units get fungal growth on the choke, that is so many units getting fungal growth, they cannot engage from that distance, and they are all just taking massive amounts of damage from all of these infestors. So ROOTDestiny just dealing massive amounts of damage. SKU needs to not be in this position, losing a lot of forces, and it looks like ROOTDestiny is finally catching up in food count. 113 to 108. ROOTDestiny has finally surpassed SKU in food count with some miraculous, incredible infestor play. And he is continuing the aggression with the infested Terran drops. SKU way down in harvester count now, 36 to 51. Holy cow, ladies and gentlemen. ROOTDestiny has managed to pull himself back into this game from being way behind, and he is now ahead of the macro game. I do not expect SKU to be able to stay in this game too much longer, just because he has lost so many forces. He is now only on one mining base. He has another base, but these drops from ROOTDestiny have managed to dislodge SKU's steady macro style, and he is now forced to just sit back and try to macro up some forces. But ROOTDestiny, with those infestors, he is just being relentless. I wouldn't be surprised to see some more drops coming in here before ROOTDestiny delivers that final killing blow. There's just no way that SKU is going to be able to come back from this. ROOTDestiny is just in such a good position now. SKU was not able to take a win off of that big macro style of play that he had going. ROOTDestiny just with some absolutely amazing infestor style of play. More infestors now on the field, not producing too many roaches, still just going for pure infestors. And it looks like his 4 infestor strike team is moving back in to try to deal some more damage, but oh my gosh, ROOTDestiny might lose all these infestors, dropping those infestors off with the Overlord, dropping down as many infested Terrans as he can before he loses these forces, because these 2 Hydralisks are going to be able to stop these forces from doing too much damage. And another Nidus Worm actually coming down here for SKU. Looks like SKU is unloading his forces into the main of ROOTDestiny, but ROOTDestiny does have some roaches here that he is taking down. Nice fungal growth there by SKU, manages to trap all those roaches, and ROOTDestiny is going to be forced to pull back. This is a lot of forces here actually from SKU. If we check out the upgrades right now, we are 2-2 to ROOTDestiny's 2-1. So SKU is still ahead in the upgrade game, but all the infestors are now moving in. Burrowed coming up behind SKU's forces and dropping down those fungal growths one at a time. I really like this style by ROOTDestiny. This burrowed infestor, popping up infestors every now and then, and SKU GG's out of the game. SKU has managed to lose that game from ROOTDestiny. I did not expect that. ROOTDestiny was just doing such a good job of defending, but SKU was just macroing up an army. He was always one base ahead, but man, that infestor style of Destiny is just so strong. I hope you guys enjoyed that game. That game was a ton of fun. So got to see some excellent style of infestor play there. So it was very well played by ROOTDestiny, well played by SKU too, but man, just very good infestor control there from ROOTDestiny. I hope you guys enjoyed that game. I enjoyed casting it, and I got to show you guys my new toy. Ready? You ready for it? That's right, the GG button. GG guys. Glitch out.